What if some of our skin imperfections were created by the makeup companies' brands themselves? We use the products on our skin, we take it off and it's like, oh, whatever, and then over time, have you ever noticed maybe your skin actually decreasing in its appearance in terms of just general skin health? If so, what if what we're actually putting on our skin to enhance our face is actually something that's ruining our skin, basically, so that it makes us more dependent on these brands to conceal and cover up? So what if we're using concealer to cover up marks and blemishes and pigmentation that has been placed or created from using these products in the first place? And I think companies that can afford to do regular advertising are likely to be behind it, all the high-end ones, that is. But I don't know, maybe not everyone gets an effect from it, I don't know. And what about paracetamol and ibuprofen, painkillers, all of that? What if those things are not even a cure to what is going wrong in your body? Maybe all you need is like normal things like sleep and increase your water intake and less physical activity for a little bit of time. So basically rest and drink water and like eat healthy food, fruits, veg. So what if these kind of drugs, these medications are actually like, there's something in there that, obviously there's the whole thing about becoming addicted to painkillers, so maybe there's something, well, I think there is definitely something in some of these painkillers that has an addictive quality in it. What if also it creates the pain? Like sometimes you take a medication for something you don't really have, and then it creates the pain, and then it takes it away, and then you kind of think, oh, it's worked, so I must keep using this. Like in the olden days, how did people just do it? They just bear with the pain. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to kind of toughen up, really, and stop depending on medication. I don't know, it's just such a foggy, vague thing that not many people talk about. So it's just one of those, again, I don't know, it's up to you to decide, really. But I do think everything's created, like nature, like trees and plants produce oxygen for us to breathe. It's stuff like that, the natural stuff, and the fruits and the veg, they have all these vitamins and minerals and stuff that we need, and I think most of us don't really eat healthily or properly, and we process food like that's, again, questionable. So sometimes, like recently, I've just been thinking maybe we should all be going back to basics and, if possible, try and live as close to natural products as we can. Like my recent colds and flus, I've just been having like honey, ginger, lemon, cinnamon, hot water, and just trying to avoid the medicine because I don't know if it's going to actually do long-term damage or any sort of damage. Interesting. What if money went paperless to eventually be stolen and collected into one account to create worldwide poverty? Obviously an eventual, slow kind of process. Is that happening right now? We don't know. Do we really know what is being researched and developed in these labs? What if viruses have been created in these very labs that are meant to be finding cures for diseases and cancer and stuff like that? Do we really know what is going on and where the money is going that we raise? I know that life seems to be extended, people seem to be living for longer. Maybe these medicines that have been created or discovered do work, but what if it's like a selective process where some countries, for example, Africa, I don't know, what if viruses, what if they've been created and tested on humans and then spread to kill off thousands of lives? Ebola, need I say any more? What if the adverts on TV are manipulated by powerful companies with a whole lot of money, with their desire for an end result to just create this kind of bankruptcy, creating this false desire for the end users to just spend all their money on their products. That one's more believable. What if there are men and women out there turning nation against nations, spreading fear, hearing rumors of wars? We've heard the predictions, we've read it in our Bibles. If you've seen Angels and Demons and probably other films that adapt this kind of idea that lies are basically being spread to create fear. Okay, maybe not necessarily just lies, maybe people are being set up to create that fear, basically, that a certain nation is under threat of war, but maybe there isn't actually a problem on both sides or on the original side. So we need to be careful when we hear these rumours of wars and just be ready for our last day on earth, really, and just make sure we're still in check with what we should be in check with. It makes you think, because if nation turned against nation, then the whole world would eventually somehow be at war. I mean, that's what I think these powers on earth are trying to achieve, and then to lead to a one world government or the new world order. So be alert when it comes to that. I mean, isn't it all about power? Once a person gets a glimpse of power, authority, especially when you're wealthy and you have a lot of power, it's more likely that someone's going to use that power for themselves and their evil, selfish desires than for the good of all mankind, you know, to help the countries that are in poverty, third world countries. So isn't it all about power? Is there fear being created unnecessarily? Do you feel the fear? Has there been threats to your country, to your people, to your religion? Are our minds being fixed on things that we're just hearing and circulating? Like, I understand that lives are being taken, but just grasp onto the bigger picture and where you are in your life and what your future holds and what you know is gonna happen after you die. Get yourself in check and don't be swayed by everything that's going on in the world. I hope this video raised questions, and I don't expect everyone to agree with what my opinions were, but I was just raising some what ifs and putting it out there. But thanks for watching. Hey, it's just my opinion and I'm just voicing it.